Honeycombs in concrete. What is a honeycomb? Causes of honeycombs. Effects of honeycomb on the structure and its durability. How to prevent honeycombs. How to repair the honeycombs. All those and much more will be discussed today. I am Prasad from Structural Guide. Please subscribe our YouTube channel. You may get the notification on new videos. What is a honeycomb? Honeycomb is the result of poor compaction of the concrete and the formation of the cavities in the concrete. Generally, honeycombs in the concrete are formed close to the surface of the concrete, but there are chances or situations where the internal cavities are formed due to the heavy conjunction of the reinforcement and due to the inadequate compaction of the concrete. So, however, the possibility due to the congestion in the reinforcement arrangement, there are possibilities to form cavities, as we mentioned there. These cavities could cause the issues in the structural strength, and also there are less possibility of noticing these cavities because you can't see it from the outside. Therefore, we have to be very careful in the designing and detailing of the structures also. You have to make sure adequate space is there to pour the concrete, place the concrete, and do the vibration. Causes of honeycombs in concrete. Why honeycombs are causes? Lack of workability of the concrete, inadequate vibration and compaction, reinforcement congestion, as we mentioned, segregation, inadequate cover to the reinforcement. All those will be the reasons for forming honeycombs in the concrete. Effects of honeycomb in the concrete structure. How it affects. Loss of the strength. Reduce the structural capacity. As we mentioned previously also, when there are honeycombs, it doesn't have the adequate strength. The concrete is not have the adequate compressive strength because it is not monolithic and it is not purely concrete with the cavities and voids. Therefore, structural strength will be reduced. Durability issues. Corrosion reinforcement, deterioration of the reinforcement could occur. When there are cavities, when there are porous concrete, with these pores or through these cavities, oxygen and moisture will can reach to the reinforcement, then reinforcement corrosion may occur. Now carbonation, chloride attack, sulfate attack could occur very fast when you have a structure where you have built a structure close to those kind of environment like sea. If you're close to the sea, then these will be speed up because they have the environment in the structure that allow this aggressive chemical to reach to the reinforcement. In addition, there could be chance of water leakage to the water retaining structures. If there are honeycombs, to these honeycombs, water can be leaked. How to prevent honeycombs? This is the most important thing. Prevention is better than cure. Therefore, you have to prevent. You have to take necessary actions. You have to do the design and detailing properly. The most important thing in the avoiding the honeycomb in structural design is the reinforcement detailing. Proper reinforcement detailing always allow the concrete to flow freely in the structural element is very important. So we have to do the reinforcement detailing, maintaining adequate space or the gap between reinforcement. You should have allowed the space to pour the concrete, and you should have allowed the space to put the poker vibrator into the concrete. Those things should be considered. And also we have to improve the workability. If we have a congested area or congestion structure with the reinforcement, if we have a structure with heavy congested reinforcement, you could have adequate workability. With the workability, concrete could flow easily through these gaps and fill the all over the place. Maintain adequate gap between bars, that's we discussed already. Adequate vibration and compaction, that also must in the concrete structures. If you are not doing adequate vibration and compaction, there may be chances of forming cavities or the honeycombs in the concrete. So cover zone, especially in the cover zone, if you are not done the adequate compaction, there could be honeycomb. In addition, when the workability is less or workability is that it's not that much, you have to be very careful when you do the vibration of the concrete, when you do the compaction. You have to attend on that seriously. How to repair the honeycomb concrete. This is very important. Now, this repair method contains general norms, and also this is directly related to the supplier that you use that particular product for repair, because you have to follow the supplier's specifications also when you're doing the repair of honeycombs. First, you have to remove the loose materials. All the loose material shall be removed from the honeycomb. I think we have seen the honeycombs now. All the loose material should be removed. Any loose material I have to remove from the honeycomb. All the honeycomb shall be filled with non-shrink construction grout. That is because now generally when the concrete get hardened, its volume reduces. It shrink. But non-shrink grout, its volume does not reduce. If you fill a cavity or if you fill a hole, now if its volume reduces from the top, the bond will not be there, the new concrete and the old concrete. So there will be a gap. Therefore, a concrete that does not reduce the volume shall be used. In that purpose, we are using the non-shrink construction grout. When the size of the honeycomb is larger or 100 millimeter, uh, repairing shall be done in several stages. This may be depend on the supplier's specification also. Now generally the depth or the height or the dimensions or this height is greater than the 100 millimeters, you might do it in two pours. Like if say now you are going to fill a depth about 200 millimeter, you may do it in two pours. But you have to refer that particular specification of the supply, whether the material can be that material can be used to fill up any cavity in a single pour. That has to be verified with the supply specification. And also, when you have a very large area to be filled, you may add chips, small metals, for the non-shrink construction grout. You may mix 1:1 ratio with the non-shrink grout. Chip and the non-stick cement may be mixed into 1:1 ratio. But that's also you have to follow the supplier specification. Now then the water content, you should specifically follow the supplier specification. You should not add more water assuming or considering improving the workability. You shall follow the supplier's specified amount of water when you mix in the non-shrink grout. Non-shrink grout is gain the strength about 50 to 60 newtons per meter square. It is generally high strength concrete, and also it gain the strength very fast. Not like the cement, it's gain the strength very fast, very quick time it's gain strength. Therefore, you have to do the curing also. Even after you have to do the curing after doing the place in the concrete. That you have to keep in mind. Continuous curing shall be done because in a smaller time period it's gain the strength. Also, you have to make sure, I have to again mention the water content. You have to make sure the adequate water as specified in the supply specification shall be used for the mixing. Otherwise, there may be cracks in the non-shrink grout also. Therefore, we have to make sure, due to the higher shrinkage or drying shrinkage, there may be cracks in the concrete if you had more water than that is specified. Therefore, you have to be careful when you do the repairing with non-sink construction grout. So you have to, in conclusion, in summary, you have to follow the supply specifications when you do the repair of honeycombs with the non-sink construction grout. With that, we end the today discussion. We discuss about the honeycombs and how they occur, how to prevent honeycombs, what are the precautions that we taken by us in the construction and design, and finally we discuss about the repairing methods of the honeycomb. Let's meet again from another video. Thank you very much for watching our videos.